Hello and welcome to Yoga with Carolynne. If it's your first time here, welcome. Please consider subscribing to the channel to help support this channel and also become part of this cozy community. You've entered into the self-care journey through the chakras, so to practice all previous videos along the journey, please click the links in the description box below. If it's not your first time here, welcome back. Always nice to spend some more time with you. Today's practice is your cozy and accessible yoga class to connect into your third eye chakra, the seat of your intuition, of your connection to higher consciousness, your spiritual self, and your loving awareness. So physically, we're going to be moving through poses, movement, and stillness that'll help target this area. In terms of props you're going to want for today's practice, just your usual props that we typically use along this journey, and you'll see them right in front of me here. So please grab your props, put on your comfy clothes, and let's get started. Welcome to Yoga with Carolynne, teaching empaths and sensitive souls just like you how to create a collaborative relationship with your body through cozy, accessible yoga and self-care practices in order to live a life filled with less doing and more being. Please make your way into a comfortable seat to start today's practice. We're going to be bookending, so what I mean by that is starting and ending in a seated meditation. The reason for that is meditation is a beautiful practice within which you can connect to your spiritual self, or in more simpler terms, to invite in a sense of loving awareness, of not having to change or fix anything, but simply become aware of what's happening in the very present moment. And traditionally, yoga, the asana portion of yoga, so the postures themselves, were practiced in order to prepare the body for seated meditation. So we're going to bring it back to that tradition within today's practice, while also connecting into your third eye chakra. So you'll take a moment to really and truly make sure that shape feels comfortable for you. If you've been practicing with me for a little while, you've heard me say this so many times, I'm sure, but I'm still going to keep saying it because I think it's really important. And I think that we lose track of that connection to our intuition of knowing that it's okay for you to look maybe different than the way that I do, to position yourself in a different way than I look and that I've positioned myself, and that that's okay. So maybe you are seated on the couch or on many more cushions than I am, or you're seated on a chair. So please take a moment to find that shape so that once you come into your seated meditation, you're not feeling like you need to fidget or adjust or feeling shameful for the fact that you're really uncomfortable. And then allowing your hands to drop down onto your knees and turning the palms of your hands up towards the sky. This is, sometimes you come into this shape and you think, oh, okay, I'm coming into this like woo-woo world of meditation, of stuff that I don't really understand. But essentially, palms open towards the sky invites in this sense of awareness, of openness. And that's not a bad thing, right? There's nothing woo-woo about being open and aware. Allow the shoulders to drop away from the ears, and if it feels okay to do so, you bring the eyes to a close. As you settle into this space, into your practice today, I'll share with you the energies that are found within your third eye chakra. You don't have to do anything here. All you have to do is simply listen to my voice and allow your attention to drop into your practice. Your third eye chakra is located in between your eyebrows, in the center of your mind. Ajna, in Sanskrit, is the seat of awareness, of self-awareness, of loving awareness, of your connection to your higher wisdom, visualization, clarity, imagination, and intuitive knowing. It gives the ability to trade black and white thinking to wider perspective and thinking. I believe that it is also gives us the ability to find the balance between always knowing the answers and also being able to humbly say, I don't know. So it's in this space that we really begin to open our minds, broaden perspective, remain open to different ways of thinking and also our own ways of thinking. And push against the ways within which we've been told we have to be or think. And to connect into the spirit that's found inside and all around you. This is not super simple and basic stuff, right? So really offering yourself a lot of compassion within this practice and not having to get it right or perfect. The color that is associated with this chakra is purple. And its element is all of them. The mantras or affirmations that I've chosen for this practice are, I am loving awareness. I trust in my wisdom. I am connected to spirit. The way within which I really like to explore the third eye chakra is that it's kind of like the mediator between the heart and the mind. The mind being uber logical and the heart being uber emotional. And your intuition being able to discern between the two and make decisions from there, find connection from there. So as you invite in your loving awareness into your practice, without trying to change or fix the experience, what do you notice happening inside of your body? Is the mind feeling buzzy? Is the body feeling tight or sore? Is the heart feeling heavy? Or maybe there's different sensations to notice and become aware of. There's complexity and nuance to be found within the vastness that is you. You've been still for quite some time, so we'll move through the sequence, the postures, the movement, and then we'll come back to this place at the end of the practice. We invite in the breath to help invite in that movement and that deeper awareness. You'll take 3 deep breaths here with me, just in and out of the nose. Taking an inhale through the nose all the way into your belly. Feel your belly expand. Exhale, the breath moves out of the belly, out of the lungs, out of the throat, out of the nose. 2 more times like that. Inhale. Slowly letting the breath out. One last time at your own pace. during today's practice, I will encourage you to keep your eyes closed as much as feels comfortable so that you can sense your way through without having to see. Inviting in that sense of awareness that dives in deeper than what you can see through your eyes. So listen to my voice and trust that your body knows how to move here. You'll take an inhale to reach the arms out towards the side. Keep the shoulders soft and the fingertips sweep up towards the sky. Bring the palms to touch up overhead, and as you exhale, you keep the palms connected and they brush across your face, down your forehead, your thumbs touching your forehead, your nose, your lips, and they come into heart center as you slightly bow your head. Moving through a few more sun breaths. Take an inhale, bring the head back into neutral, reach the fingertips out and up. You can even tip the gaze, even if the eyes are closed, tip the gaze up. Palms come to touch up overhead. Exhale as you pull all of that back in. The thumbs graze down your forehead, across your third eye, down your nose, across your lips, into your heart as you bow slightly. A few more times like that. The next time your hands reach up towards the sky, you'll keep the hands there, but separate the hands so the palms are not touching anymore. And you'll drop the left hand down towards the floor. Fingertips touch, and then you tip over towards the left so the palm of the left hand can come down on the floor, fingertips of the right hand reaching over towards the left. We'll continue to move. You take an inhale to allow the heart to open up towards the sky. The fingertips of the right hand reach back. The gaze can look up even if the eyes are closed. Exhale as the fingertips reach up and then down away from your left knee. Maybe the hand touches the floor or the fingertips just reach in that direction. And then you take an inhale to allow the heart to open, the gaze to travel back up towards the sky, the fingertips of the right hand to reach back. And then exhale as you come into this bowing, twisting stretch for the shoulders, and the gaze turns back down towards the floor. 2 more times like that. Once you've completed that movement 2 times, your next inhale reaches the right hand up as well as the left. And then you'll switch, bringing the right hand down towards the floor, fingertips touch, and then the left hand tips over towards the right, bringing the right palm of the hand down on the floor. You'll continue to move. You take an inhale to allow the heart to shine, the fingertips of the left hand to reach back, the gaze looks up. Exhale, fingertips reach up and down, away from your right knee. Maybe the fingertips touch, they are only reaching in that direction, the palm comes down, gaze looks down even if the eyes are closed. Inhale, as you sweep up, you open up, feeling expansive, connective. And exhale, as you bow, you turn inwards. Continue with that. The next time your left hand reaches down towards the floor, you'll walk the hands in front of you to bring yourself with the palms of the hands connect down onto the floor in front of your space. And then you tip forward to come into tabletop position. So if you are on many more props than me, or you were seated on the couch or on the chair, please transition from where you are to come into tabletop position, so meeting us down on the floor. Once you make your way down towards the floor, we'll move through a few rounds of cat and cow pose. Spread the fingers wide. The heel of the palms of the hands are underneath of your shoulders, knees are underneath of your hips. Let the movement start at the tailbone, but travel all the way up to your third eye. So you take an inhale to tip the tailbone back. Let your belly soften. You spread the shoulder blades towards each other, and the gaze, the third eye, looks up towards the sky. As you exhale, start at the base of your tailbone, so tip the tailbone the opposite direction. Spread the shoulder blades wide away from each other, and you turn inwards towards yourself. A few more times just like that. Inviting in that loving awareness to not only the physical sensations and the breath that are happening, that are being felt, that are moving through your body, but also the more subtle aspects of yourself. The thoughts that are traveling through your mind, the emotions that are bubbling through your heart, and the connection between all of it. You'll come back into center to bring yourself into your neutral spine, into your tabletop position, please. And then from this shape, I'm going to let you choose intuitively what will feel the most supportive for your body. So there will be options here. So you'll start by keeping the left knee down on the floor and straightening the right leg back behind you. So option one is to keep your toes curled under. And this is your first option, and you can slide the foot in and out. Option two will be to lift the right foot up away from the floor. And you'll get what I mean in terms of sliding the foot in and out in a moment. Bring your belly button in towards your spine. Keep the gaze down towards the floor. You don't need to look at me. I know that you'll be able to do this. You'll keep the right hand down on the floor, and you'll either bring the fingertips of the left hand forward, or you reach the left hand forward in front of you away from the floor, palm facing towards the right. You'll take an inhale where you are, finding length front and back, no matter if your hands are up or your hand and your foot are up or down. And then as you exhale, you either slide the toes in and the fingertips in to curl inwards, or you keep the hand and the leg hovering as you hug the elbow in towards the knee. So that's your movement. You'll take an inhale to extend back out. Maybe toes and fingers are touching or lifting away from the floor. Exhale as you hug back in, turning inwards towards yourself, knee to elbow. Even if it doesn't touch, it's okay. Take an inhale to extend, and an exhale to hug. Inhale, reach, last one to extend, and then exhale, you release that entirely. You bring the left hand back down, the right knee back into your tabletop position. If you need to give that right wrist a break, you can just rotate into that wrist for a moment. And then we'll come into that sequence on the other side. You'll keep the right hand down planted, the right knee planted, and extend into the left leg. So option one, you keep the toes curled under and the toes touching the floor. Option two will be to extend the left leg up and back. Left hand stays where it is. Either reach the fingertips of the right hand forward, or fingertips reach forward away from the floor, palm facing the left. Take an inhale. Bring your belly button in towards your spine, reach front and back. Exhale as you either slide in with toes and fingers touching or hovering, and you bring the knee in the direction of the elbow. Again, inhale, reach. Find extension, keep the gaze down, keep the back of your neck long. Exhale as you hug it in. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hug. Last extension, inhale, reach front and back, taking up space on your mat. And then exhale as you bring the right hand down, left knee down, child's pose. Widen your knees as much as you'd like to here, toes are touching. Bring your hips back towards your heels or a prop. Forehead comes down towards the floor or a prop. Might be a block, might be a cushion, might be a couple of fists stacked underneath of your forehead. If you've come into this shape and you're like, oh man, I don't need a prop. My forehead can just float above the floor. That's okay. I'd really love if you took a moment to grab a prop because we're gonna bring a little bit of attention to your third eye here in your child's pose. So let your arms soften, let your low back and your hips soften. And once you bring your body down into this supported, comforting shape, you will massage the third eye, the forehead, the eyebrows here by rolling from right to left with your head. This actually does feel really, really good if you do use the block, even if you don't typically use the block, like if your forehead's able to touch the floor. But if you do have a block, it can feel especially nice to help release some tension in this space. We do a lot of thinking. Our mind is always thinking. We live very much in our minds. And when you've done a lot of thinking, you might notice that your eyebrows and that this spot above your eyebrows get really tense and really tight. But there's more to making decisions than just thinking logically, right? There's your heart. There's your intuition that's part of that process. And so I believe that by bringing some softness and some attention to this space, the front of your forehead, can really help open up that mediator between the mind and the heart. You'll come back into stillness, please. You'll slide the hands underneath of the shoulders. Keep the eyes closed as you press yourself up. And you'll make your way into seated. We've got one last shape here before our final seated meditation. So you'll bring the legs in front of you. And it's in this part of the practice that you get to really lean into this aspect of your intuitive self. Because we're going to end today's practice before coming into the meditation in a seated forward fold. But I'm going to give you the option between 3 different poses because I'd love for you to intuitively choose what you would like to practice today. And the nice thing is that it could be a different pose every time you come back to this video. So you will definitely want to have your props around you and in front of you so that your forehead will be really supported in whatever shape that you choose. And you'll want to have your sit bones grounded on a prop. So you'll see that I'm grabbing hold of the meditation cushion and then bolster and block are in front of me. So option 1 would be your seated straight-legged forward fold. And then you can bring yourself forward and down and you can position blocks underneath of you so that your forehead is supported. Option 2 would be diamond shape in the legs. So bringing soles of the feet together, knees open wide. Maybe you've got blocks underneath of your knees. I forgot what those were called. And then you can bring your bolster in front of you, and then your bolster is your support for your forehead. Last option would be a wide-legged forward fold. I don't have enough space to go really wide here, so adjust your body here. But nice wide-legged shape for the legs can be a nice option for the inside of your legs. And then you're placing your props in a way where, again, you're supporting your forehead. So I'm going to give you a moment to intuitively choose which shape you'd like to find. And I'm actually not going to practice this shape with you because I'd love for you to not get affected by what shape I would choose or what shape I've settled into, and that you lean into, what do I want to do? What is my intuition really calling for here? And that there's no shoulds, nobody's telling me what I have to be doing. I get to choose. Don't overthink it. Just go with the very first one that caught your eye. Then you settle in. You use whatever props you'd like to support your forehead, because I'd really love for your head to be incredibly supported. And then you're going to be here in this shape for about 2 minutes. And as you enter into the shape and I begin the timer here, I will recite the mantras, the affirmations, and you're welcome to repeat them to yourself or simply listen to my words. I am loving awareness. I trust in my wisdom. I am connected to spirit. To release out of the shape, you will use the support of your hands to softly roll your spine back up, and your head is the very last thing to come up. Keep your eyes closed. Once you make your way to the top, you notice the echoes, the aftermath of that shape, of that stretch. Whatever shape you chose, you'll be feeling it in a different spot. And then a nice counter pose to help release from a forward fold is to move the props out of the way, extend the legs in front of you, bring the hands behind you, press into the fingertips or the palms of the hands, shine the heart up towards the sky. And then you'll make your way into your seated shape to come into your meditation for the very end of your practice. We're not going to be here for an hour. We're only going to be here for a few minutes. You come back into the shape that you started out in. Maybe you bring yourself back onto the chair or the couch. The palms open up towards the sky and the eyes close. It's within this chakra that we begin to kind of notice the less linear aspect to the journey of the chakras, and that they weave throughout each other. There's a weaving, there's a dancing, there's a supporting of each other, there's a circular, cyclical aspect to the chakras. Inviting in loving awareness is usually the very beginning of a journey of change, of transformation, of deeper connection, of becoming aware of what you feel in order to discern what it is that you need, what needs to change, what needs to stay, or to simply become present so you can give yourself and others and the world attention. As you sit here and you explore what is your meditation practice. You become aware, lovingly aware, seeing through your third eye. What is there to notice, to be lovingly aware of in this very moment? This isn't about completely emptying your mind of all thoughts. This is about becoming the non-judgmental witness of noticing thoughts as they pass through, of feeling into emotions as they bubble up, of feeling the floor beneath your body, the sky up above, the sounds that surround you. All of it. All of it becomes part of your awareness. If your awareness moves to a space that doesn't feel supportive, you can anchor it back with the sound or sensation of your breath, or with the mantra, I am loving awareness. Bringing your awareness back into your body, feeling your sit bones connected to the floor, feeling your heart beat, your body seated in this space in your practice. You'll wiggle into the fingers as you then travel your hands into your heart center, bringing the palms together, thumbs coming in towards you. We'll take one last breath here together to close. Inhale. Out to the mouth, let it go. Softly opening up into the eyes. Thank you so much for joining me during today's third eye chakra yoga practice. I hope that this practice serves you well, and I hope that it gives you the permission to invite in loving awareness and to trust into your own wisdom and your spirit. If you enjoyed today's practice, please leave a comment down below or share it with a friend that you think would really benefit, or subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Have a wonderful rest of your day, rest of your week, and I look forward to spending more time with you next time.